Recently, Myanmar, which is close to our border, has been in a period of war and chaos in the wake of the coup d'etat. After the coup d'etat, Myanmar continued to be sanctioned by Western countries such as the United States and the United Kingdom. Largely isolated, rely on China as its main trading partner. Shortly after the coup d'etat, as a result of the barbarism of the junta, the protests turned into an armed conflict between the Tatmadaw and the pro-democracy regime. This was reported by the New York Times in December. Burmese soldiers burned villages and raped women, shoot civilians, and cut off food supply. The situation in Myanmar is escalating, even after the outbreak of civil strife on both sides. Western countries, on the other hand, have begun to express their attitudes, according to information from media reports. European and American countries, led by the United States and Australia, strongly demand that the Myanmar military release the NLD immediately. Otherwise, let them know. What is the real painkiller? At the moment, it seems the reason why the United States is so active. It's all about the so-called Asia-Pacific strategy. After all, there have been successive defeats in the Middle East and Central Asia. It has seriously affected the deterrence and political influence of the United States in the international arena. At this stage, the U.S. Congress is likely to support the NLD's long-term presence in Burma. Long-term presence in Myanmar for the country's economy. It's a challenge, but it's also an adventure. So for the United States, for Congress, if the economic problem cannot be solved, then it will not be possible to station troops in Myanmar for a long time. So once the U.S. troops enter Burma, this means that it could trigger turmoil throughout Southeast Asia. And for the United States, it can be said that Western countries have sufficient support for the now. Behind the scenes, he wanted to take advantage of the fire to rob. If you can enter Southeast Asia smoothly, it means that the deployment of the Asia-Pacific strategy can be further implemented. It can even have a certain impact on old opponents. This wave of civil war in Myanmar, for the Burmese government, the bigger problems facing us are not limited to the loss of courage. Rather, it is the simultaneous waging of the rebels everywhere. In the face of this full-fledged civil war situation, the Burmese government now has less than 1 million combat troops at its disposal. Myanmar is in the grip of a rare civil crisis. However, this wave of civil war around Myanmar, the Western media, as well as the Burmese people, are starting to blame China. This caters to the psychological needs of some in the Burmese government. Such rumors are in the hands of some in the Burmese junta. So, in the last few days, the Chinese embassy in Myanmar has been attacked and harassed continuously, and protest demonstrations by some Burmese. At this time, China-Myanmar relations are undergoing a test.